Okay, y'all, we are live. We live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. All right, I don't know which one is which. All right, IG, this is TikTok, this is Facebook. No, this is TikTok, this is YouTube. All right, y'all, we live, y'all. We live. Make sure y'all share. All right, yeah, we got 4 phones. Or I got all right, yeah, I got a tablet, and 3 phones. All right, so yeah, y'all, next class. All right, for those that do not have a car, if you do not have wheels, or you have a car that is, it's really on this last leg. Okay, I get a lot of people that ask me, how do I go get a car? How do I do this? All right, so I have a class that will be next weekend. All right, now keep in mind, y'all, I will be in Philly this weekend, Philadelphia this weekend. It's coming up, but next weekend I'm gonna have a class. All right, I'm gonna have a class showing you exactly how to acquire a brand new car. All right, no, not a used car. Now, of course, if you want to get a used car, cool. All right, but I'm gonna show you on February 8th at 5 o'clock. All right, exactly what the documentation looks like to acquire a vehicle. All right, and exactly what are the steps. Okay, now keep in mind, now this class is going to be next Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. All right, the class will be a replay as well. Okay, only thing with this, I would not be showing the public process because I've already have a public process class, if that makes sense. All right. So this class is going to be $100. So this class comes with a recording as well. All right. So you'll have a, full recording step by step how to acquire a brand new car. Okay. So if you've been following this far, okay, you understand that I just did the equitable titles um, private administrative process and public process on January 10th and January 11th. All right, it was a 2-day event. Okay, we also going to have a trust class that is going to be next month, but that is going to be 2/22 at 2 p.m. All right, so that's more so later in February, but that's going to show you exactly how to build a trust. All right. It's gonna show you exactly how to build a trust. All right, because when you're moving in equity, you definitely want to have a trust. All right, if you can help it. All right, so that is the class. Link is in the bio, family. Okay. Now, why should you grab this course? All right, first and foremost, if you buy this course, it comes with the recording, so you're going to have it for lifetime. Second of all, if you're trying to figure out exactly how to get a brand new car, if you've been, asking people for rides, if you've been riding a bus, just getting Ubers and things like that. All right, I would highly advise you take this class as well, because this class is going to show you how to get a vehicle without having to utilize income. All right. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying by that, but all right, you gotta kind of read between the lines. All right, I'm gonna show you how to get a vehicle without using income. All right, strictly interest. All right. So if you don't believe me, just come to class next weekend, next Sunday. All right, and I will show you the step-by-step documentation. All right. Now, for those that's asking yourself, well, as soon as I get this class, if you mean tell me I can go straight to a dealership in it, no, 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 no. Okay, no. Just because you take this class and you get the document doesn't mean you can just run straight to a deal. No, family. Okay, because you're gonna go to the dealership and send this documentation. Guess what they're gonna say? No. Okay. I'm gonna show you how to literally start your acquisition. So when they say no, you have everything already prepared to transfer it to a public lawsuit. Okay, that's the only way you're gonna get respect around here, family. All right. Documentation is not gonna make them people say, oh my gosh, yes, give them their card. No, family, I don't know who's telling y'all that. All right, but you have to have a process. But what I'm gonna do with this class, I'm gonna gear it more so specifically, all right, for acquisitions. All right, now some of y'all are saying, What do I do if I just bought a car, if I already have a car? All right, these documentations are going to be similar. All right, the only thing different is going to be when you're acquiring a vehicle. All right, you're going to have, especially in your wave one, you're going to have more talks as if you're just coming into the contract. All right, as opposed to if you're already in the contract, you're more so coming forth and exerting what's already been done, if that makes sense. All right, so again, that's what it is. All right, so upcoming, I have a trust class coming up. I also have a class showing you step by step how to acquire a brand new car. All right, also, for those that miss day one and day two, I went over basically the private administrative process and public administrative process when you're claiming your equitable beneficial ownership titles. All right, if you paid attention to that class is literally showing you how to claim your equitable beneficial ownership titles in a current mortgage. All right, so I don't need to do a class showing basically how to zero out your current mortgage. All right, now I will do a class showing how to basically acquire a new home. Okay, that'll probably be a class that I do a little bit down the line, but let me just kind of focus on one class at a time, because clearly, I try to do a class where it's one size fits all. But I gotta remember everybody learns different. So, a lot of people is looking for more specific, more direct classes. Okay, meaning, I get a lot of people that ask me, do you have a course showing how to go get a car? Do you have a course on how to go get a house? Hey, do you have a course showing how to go get into a new apartment? All right, so that's basically the class that I'll roll out. And as soon as those, as far as we get done with all assets, I'll eventually as well do how to acquire a credit card. Okay. Yes, all right. I know that probably be the biggest class. That class is going to a little bit, it's going to be up there as far as value wise and as far as price wise, because when you start dabbling with credit cards, that's not something that you want somebody that's cheap and that's looking for the low and shortcut of things to try to attend and try to think they can just take a swing at it. All right. But as far as my class showing you exactly how to use your equity to get a vehicle, again, that is next Sunday. All right. That is next Sunday at 2 p.m. Okay. Oh, my bad. Next Sunday at 5 p.m. Okay. Next Sunday at 5 p.m. The class might be about 3 hours, 5 to 8. All right. I'm going to have you a lot of information. All right. I'm also going to highly advise y'all to not step foot inside the dealership. All right. I know a lot of y'all want to, put your best on, then you go into the dealership. All right. Stay out the dealership, y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you think Donald Trump, do you think Donald Trump is walking inside of a dealership? Okay. No, and I'm just giving an example. Do y'all think these type of high power people walk into dealerships? No. Okay. They send their people for them, or they do everything online, or they do everything through mail. Okay. So a lot of y'all say, well, how do they do it on mail? Have y'all not ever went online to a dealership and went to their inventory, found your car, got the stock number, reached out to the dealership, let them know, hey, I want this, I need the buyer's order. All right, and boom, that's when we start our private administrative process. So you never have to leave your home, family. You never have to go talk to these people, ask them all kind of questions that they don't really care about. All right, everything I'm gonna show you is gonna be what you're gonna end up mailing. Okay, you're gonna end up mailing. Now, of course, you can give them a phone call. I'll give you some scripts as well in this class. All right, so it's gonna be well put together. The only thing that I'm not gonna show in this class is for y'all, so y'all can already have a understanding. I'm not gonna show the court process just due to time wise. All right, so from 5 to 8, I'm gonna show you basically the acquisition documentations, how to get you going. All right, what happens when they say no. All right, what happens after that, because it's a three-way process as well, but y'all have to see how the documents are geared when it's for an acquisition for a vehicle. All right, because it's a little different. All right, when you're trying to claim your equitable beneficial ownerships for a car that you're already in. All right, so these are for brand new cars. All right, so for y'all that say, man, I don't need nothing brand new. I just need something to go to A to B. All right, I really don't want your po ass taking the class. All right, this is for those folks that want something brand new. You want to put your ass cheeks in something brand new. All right, pause for the cause, whatever you want to say. All right, this is to put your ass cheeks, all right, in something brand spanking new. You know what it's like sliding your ass cheek on some new leather. Okay? All right? Not that Facebook market car that got all kind of throw up stains in it. You telling yourself, well, you know, it'll get me to point A, point B. And I'm saying that because that used to be me, okay? No more of that, y'all. Okay? You are an equitable, beneficial owner. You ain't po, all right? You're not po, okay? We're not using income, so you don't got to worry about how much money you make at your job. None of that matters. All right. This is the beautiful thing about understanding equitable beneficial title rights, also understanding security interests, being able to leverage it, even though that's secondary to what we're doing now. All right. But again, for those that's trying to find something right now and you trying to tell people, hey, is you going to it's this used car, you know, only got 20,000 miles. Man, okay, go get that brand new car that's in that same in that same caliber. All right, go get that same caliber. All right. All right. So again, so if you like Toyotas, go find a 2025 Toyota. Okay. If you like Hondas, go get your 2025 Honda. No, 2026. They probably done dropped 2026. But please, do not be learning this wealthy information to go get you a 2016 Lexus. Okay. What are you doing? Right? What are you doing? All right? What are you doing? Okay? All right? So with that being said, all right, link is in the bio if you want to sign up. If you don't want to sign up, cool. All right? Piece it together as you piece it together. All right? No hard feelings, nothing personal. All right? But this class is $100, and the class also comes with a replay, so you don't have to pay for a replay. All right? As soon as you buy it, just wait after class, just wait 24 hours. So then we can kind of put it up on our page and you can kind of buy it. Boom, boom, boom. We give you the code and we kind of just go from there. All right. And you can basically have it as long as you need it. I would highly advise people to don't rush, even though I know y'all are. All right. But for y'all that are mature, okay, when you get this information, okay, when you take this class, sit on it. Okay. Go through it. All right. Go through it. All right. Okay. Do what you have to do. All right. Please don't rush. This isn't something where just because you know the answers on the test mean you're going to pass the test. No, because yeah, I can give you answers on the test, but what you going to do when the teacher say, show your work? You see what I'm saying? Now you got to be able to articulate it. You got to be able to put it together like a puzzle. All right. And if you can't do that, all right. I see a couple of people gonna start asking me what type of cars and things like this. Look, y'all, listen, man, I'm not about to sit here and say what type of car you should go for. All right. That's for now on, I'm never going to tell you which kind of, as far as what type. I'm going to tell you what year, but what type, I'm not going to do that. All right. Because y'all wait for me to say a certain thing. Like, well, you said I can go get. Yes, you can. We're talking about vehicles. I never said you can't get a certain type of vehicle. You got to remember, did you give an equitable offer? Did you give an equitable offer? So that's all you should think about. All right, finding you a buyer's order. Okay, and from there, I'm going to enforce my equitable beneficial ownership title rights in that new acquisition. All right. So again, if you don't want to work, all right, if you're tired of paying that car note over and over and over and over, all right, I'm going to show you how to acquire a vehicle, all right, without having to use, all right, income, all right? So when I say income, I'm saying cash. Now, of course, if you want to use cash to kind of flirt the deal, all right, if you want to put a down payment down on something just to kind of get it going, all right, you can do that, fam. A lot of people, you know, y'all do a lot of fighting, all right? And me, I usually do a lot of fighting as well. All right. But sometimes, you know, you got to kind of roll with the punches. Like, meaning, let's say they told you, we're not accepting these documents unless you put down $2,000. Now, some people might say, man, I'm not putting anything down. I'm not, and you got that right to go ahead and fight it because there is no law that says you got to put down payment down. All right. But now let's talk about a chess move here. Let's say they ask for 2,000 down, just 2,000 down, and they'll just take your paperwork. Remember, they're not really looking at your paperwork. All right. And let's say you give them that 2,000 and you drive off the lot. All right. And you drive off the lot. Guess what? A possession is 9/10 of the law. Okay? So now that you got the car, now you have a better angle because you already are in possession. All right? Now, granted, it's going to be the same process, but I'm just saying, go ahead and, if they just saying 2,000, 3,000, and you know you have it, just go ahead and give it to them so you can drive off the lot. All right? It's still a process that's going to happen because now you got to let them know, hey, they charged me a down payment as well. All right? That wasn't equitable. All right, now I'm speaking for myself. Now, again, I can't tell you what's equitable to you, all right? But to me, that's not an equitable situation if I got to put something down and I have to basically give an equitable beneficial ownership. Basically, I'm asserting my EBO, all right? So when I say EBO, I just mean equitable beneficial owner, all right? If I want to insert my EBO, okay, why would I need to basically use income as well? You wouldn't. Okay, but I have to now be able to articulate that if I do give that 3,000 down payment, I got to be able to articulate that later on to the court. Let them know, hey, I went on ahead and gave the 2,000 because that's what they was asking for, even though it was not equitable to me. All right, and now I would like that 2,000 down payment or all the value that came out of my pocket to basically return back to me as restitution. All right, so you have to understand what restitution is. You also have to basically understand what it means to basically put everything back in its fair state. All right, so that's basically what equity is. All right, when you're establishing equitable rights, you're basically saying, okay, everything back to fair, put me back in position as if things would have been fair from the get-go. All right, so if things would have been fair from the get-go, I should have never paid that 3,000. That's why I'll get that 3,000 back. So I'll get that 3,000 back. All right, and I have the car, and I'll utilize my equity to basically zero out the car. All right, so again, it's a process, family, but all right, on February 8th at 5 o'clock, I will show you how to get that process started. All right, showing you the private administrative process. And again, if you want to understand the court side, meaning how to transfer that into a public process, I've already did a class on the public process. Even though it's more so geared for mortgages, it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same articulation when you get into the public side of things, because it's not about the item anymore. It's about what exact violations was violated. Okay, so let's say you came forth to claim your equitable beneficial ownership. All right, and the company ignored you. Okay, that's a breach. Okay, because if the EBO, meaning you, if the equitable beneficial owner comes forth and file a claim or submits a claim to claim their benefits, all right, and that servicer, okay, that bank or like say the administrator or the dealership, all right, does not carry out that claim, that is breach, all right, because their first loyalty is to the beneficiary. All right, their first loyalty is to the beneficiary. I'm gonna say it again. Their first loyalty, I'm talking about your dealership, I'm talking about your banks. Their first loyalty is to the beneficiary. So if you come forth as the equitable beneficial owner, all right, that's why it gives you authority to basically claim the equity portion and to claim your equity in the property, because now you're the owner, all right, by basically, some people say correcting the status, all right, but this is pure status correction. Somebody said, don't you have to correct your status? I just told you this is how you correct your status. It has nothing to do with no birth certificate being authenticated, y'all, all right? Y'all really have to understand what correction means. You have to correct the record. All right, the record, all right? You doing the damn authenticated birth certificate does not correct the record. All right, T-Mobile does not know about your authenticated birth certificate. Okay, the dealership does not know about does not care about your authenticated birth certificate. Okay, we're able to get all this done. My birth certificate still today is not authenticated. Okay, no, again, different process. For whatever that's for, this ain't for this, okay? This has nothing to do with claiming equity. This has nothing to do with claiming security interest, all right? None of that. Nothing, no authentication ever. There is no law that says you have to authenticate your birth certificate. All right. If you show me that law, I'll pay your rent for 3 months. All right. There is no law says you have to authenticate your birth certificate to be able to claim your equitable beneficial ownership title rights. Okay. Never. All right. Never. Okay. So again, that's on February 8th. All right. At 5 p.m. Okay. February 22nd. All right. At 2 p.m. All right, I'm gonna show you step by step how to build your own trust. All right, now I understand this. Getting someone to build trust for you can be very expensive and can be very time consuming. All right, so what I'm gonna do on February 22nd, I'm gonna show y'all exactly how to build a trust. All right, no matter if it's irrevocable or revocable. Okay. Remember, there's only 2 types of trust. No matter how many people told y'all there's a billion different types, there's only 2 types of trust. There's an irrevocable trust, and then there's a revocable trust. I'm going to say it again. An irrevocable trust and a revocable trust. There's only 2 types of trust. All right, no matter if you calling it an ecclesiastical trust, no matter if you calling it God's given trust, no matter if you calling it a dynasty trust, okay? It's either going to be an irrevocable trust or a revocable trust. But with dynasty trust, it's strictly irrevocable. All right. But I'm not teaching you breaking down how to build a dynasty trust or anything like that. I'm just going to basically break down how to build a living revocable or a living irrevocable. Okay. So that class is going to be February 22nd at 2 p.m. 2/22 at 2. All right. That class is $100. It also comes with the recording as well. All right. So again, if you attend those 2 back-to-back classes, family, listen. So for the price of $200, you're about to learn how to acquire a car, and you're about to learn how to build a trust. All right. And if you go back to January 10th, January 11th, where I did my day 1 to day 2 class, basically showing you the administration process for the EBO. All right. You could literally, all right, learn how to zero out a home, zero out a lease, get a brand new car, and have a trust being built where you can transfer both of those properties inside the trust. All right, because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that as well, February 22nd. All right, so that's pretty much what it is. I'll let y'all know as far as my next in-person. I will be in Philadelphia this weekend. Basically going over this information for those that are in the Philadelphia area. All right, make sure y'all bundle up. All right, if you are attending, go ahead and get you a hotel near downtown Philadelphia. All right, after Philadelphia, we will be doing our next event in Las Vegas. All right, Vegas will be the next event. All right, I'll let y'all know exactly when that'll be. But for sure, next event will be Vegas, Las Vegas. So if you couldn't meet us in Philly this weekend, make sure you see us in Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. What? Okay. Make sure y'all tap in. All right. Somebody talking about my beard. Okay. Yeah, I know, man. My beard be growing in like lamb chops. Back in the days, like some Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right, what? The Temptations. Don't let me grow them out. Your grandma gonna love them. Well, I've been growing them. I might have grown me some lamb chops. Yeah, I can't get that connect, y'all. I'm 33 years old. I don't know. I don't know. But would you know what I do know? Private administrative process. Public administrative process. How to build a lawsuit. Is your jury fake? Yes. But you know what ain't fake? Me teaching you how to go get a brand new car. You know what ain't fake? You know what else ain't fake? Me showing you how to not to get evicted. Are my earrings fake? Moissanite. But you know what ain't moissanite? That class I did on January 10th, January 11th. You might want to go pick it up. All right, you might want to go pick it. It's gonna pass the diamond tester, okay? It's gonna pass the legitimate tester, okay? You just gotta go grab it. All right? You want to win, all right? Put me in. All right, put me in. All right, if you want to be successful, all right, you got to go take them classes. All right, all right. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only real thing that matters. That's the only thing that matters. What's real? Okay, all right. That's the only thing that matters. All right. So where will you be at on February 8th at 5 o'clock? All right, and then where you gonna be at on February 22nd at 2 o'clock? Hey, cause your family needs you. All right, how many of y'all comment 8 if you don't have a trust at all? All right, meaning you ain't even sniffed the trust yet. All right, your assets is just out there in the open, butt naked. Ain't no kind of protection. All right, if somebody pass right now, the state gonna come up and just take your house, take your everything, go into probate. Comment 8 if you don't have a trust at all. Okay. All right, I would highly advise you tap in. Okay, February 22nd at 2 p.m. That class is $100, but that not only that. All right, you're going to be able to have that recording for life. So again, when you're by yourself, when you need to look at the course, let's say you're at work, you're on break. All right, let me look at some of this. All right, I'm learning how to build my own trust. Then imagine being able to build it. All right, getting your getting your EIN number. All right, then going to open you a bank account. All right, you can even take it a step further, even though we're not going to talk about this on class, but I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little sauce. All right, you can get you an offshore bank account. Offshore bank account. You could have a trust offshore bank account and send transfers from your offshore to your onshore. Okay? Now again, conversation for the advance. All right. Now I will not be talking about that on February 22nd. All right, but I'm just letting you know what you can look forward to. All right. But first you got to get your trust built. You got to build it first. All right, I'm gonna show you the correct articles that you need to have. All right, because I'm not just gonna give you no plain basic with trust with holes in it. No, I'm gonna show you exactly how to build your trust, and not only that, I'm gonna add the equitable beneficial ownership title rights to the trust. All right, so we can already implement the trust being the equitable beneficial owner. All right, when you, the trustee, go acquire houses, acquire homes, acquire bank accounts, acquire credit cards in the trust name. Okay. All right. So yes. All right. Someone says, you suck at business. Yes. Now I would say one of the flaws with my business family is our turnaround time. All right. Now we do have some long turnaround times dealing with contract reviews. All right. We got some people that's been waiting 50 days, 60 days. I think we got a guy almost that got all the way to 90 days. All right. So again, this has nothing to do with contract review. That's why I'm doing these courses so you can kind of do it yourself. All right. But if you do decide to have us do your documentation for you, all right, the turnaround time is 90 days. Okay, it is 90 days. All right, it is 90 days. I'm going to let you know that. At first, it was 15 days, then 21 days. And then we were doing 21 days. We had people get all the way to 45 days. All right, so what we did have started to do is basically let folks know, hey, it's 90 days turnaround time for the documentation. All right, while you're waiting for your paperwork, while you're waiting for your documentation, you basically get the class I did January 10th and January 11th, basically the private and full public process, do-it-yourself process, right, for free. All right, so if you're a client of mine, a contract review client of mine, all right, you're going to have that course for free as well. So that's a 5-hour course. All right, showing you basically how to build your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 when you're going for your equitable beneficial ownership rights. All right. Also on day 2 shows you how to build the lawsuit. All right. Because just because you scream equity does not mean somebody just going to give it to you. You have to know how to enforce. All right. So I have that curriculum put together for basically all of my contract review clients. And again, if you are a client from the past, as far as contract review, or if you plan on being client with us, all right, you will be able to get that course for free. Something that you can kind of study while we get your documentation together. All right. So I would just say that's my only flaw with business, y'all. You know, our turnaround time do take a long time. All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be transparent with you. All right. But if you don't want to wait on us as far as, go through that with us. All right. I have do-it-yourself classes that are coming. All right. So we just did the class January 10th, January 11th. All right. I'm about to do a trust class. I'm gonna do a how to go acquire a car class. I'm gonna do a how to acquire a home class. All right. Different. I'm also gonna have a utilities class. All right. So eventually I'll put that up on my store. All right. So basically you'll be able to do it yourself. All right. And also eventually I'll be able to put together a new bundle packet. All right. Because for those that's been following me for the last 4.5 years, all right, you probably have my bundle that I put up there about 2.5 years ago. So that's kind of old, more so focused on controlling the security interests. All right, not really mentioning equitable beneficial title pretty much at all. All right, we do mention equity in our tender. All right, but we don't put it, as the star player. We don't put it as the main purpose of what we're trying to do. All right, what we were doing was putting the security interest first, showing them how we can leverage the security interest to basically zero out that account. All right, so if you have that, I wouldn't say throw it away, all right, because now you understand how to leverage your security interests, all right? I would just say now, the bundle that I'm building now, that's more so your equitable beneficial ownership bundle, all right? It's going to show you how to go get a car, house, credit card, how to basically exert your equity in utilities, okay? So, again, to each his own. If that's something that you... that's something that you were interested in. I know if it was me, I definitely would tap in due to for sure the price, all right, and the fact that it comes with the recording, all right. Remember, y'all, these 2 classes are $100 a piece, so we talking about $200. You know how to build a trust, all right. Because imagine after you build your trust. All right. Think about now, like I say, I'm a businessman, y'all. So I'm going to tell you the business aspects of it behind it as well. All right. So imagine you building your trust for you. All right. Imagine when somebody asks, damn, can you build trust? Oh, can you build me one? All right. Say, yeah, I'll build you one. I built mine. So I'll build you one. I'm going to charge you, though. Boom. Boom. All right. Come on, man. Like, I ain't here to be stingy with y'all. Okay. All right. I ain't here to be stingy. Okay. All right. But I am trying to show you have to do it for yourself. Like me, you got to know how to build it for yourself first before you think you can go out and do it for somebody else. Okay, so on February 8th, I'm gonna show you how to build a trust. All right, after you build it, after you get your EIN, after you get your bank account, y'all, you in business. All right. And again, on next week, I'm going to do the car class. The car class is called Cars for Equity. All right. So if you see that link in the bio, go ahead and sign up. I also have the class In God We Trust. All right. And that's where I'm going to break down how to build a living trust. All right. That's pretty much it, family. That's what it is. All right. I will also be giving out some discount codes. I'm gonna be calling on some winners. All right, y'all remember how we used to do consumer casino and things like that. All right, now we probably won't bring that back until to the right time. But all right, I will be giving out some free tickets for these classes. All right, I didn't do that for my last class and forgot to do it. All right, so I will be giving out some free tickets. If you end up winning a free ticket for any of these upcoming classes and you already paid, all right, I'll go ahead and reimburse you. All right, but that's pretty much what is basically updated for our brand. A lot of people is asking who in the world is People's Equity Group family. Yes, that's us as well. All right, so don't think it's somebody that's acting like me. All right, so we kind of transitioning from Hood Consumer Advisor to People's Equity Group. All right, because we're going full-fledged with equity, so it only makes sense. All right. So again, if that's what you are interested in, all right, understand for those who's been following me for 4.5 years, 5 years, you see the elevation. Okay. You see how we knocked out each piece one by one. Okay. And if you was really following me up to this point and really studying, everything is lining up perfect. All right. And by the time you look up, man, again, no offense to nobody else, but it's like, man, okay, it's like we know how to build the cases. All right. And of course they're gonna say, well, man, you lost the case, man. You like y'all, okay, great. We win, we lose. Okay. It's like, y'all, come on, y'all. All right. And when people see somebody lose a case, they always think they lose a case because they didn't know what they were doing. All right. You can lose a case just by basically not answering in time. All right. I lost 2 cases last year. All right. I had a situation that was going on that basically put me out for 2.5 weeks. All right. And in that time, I lost 2 cases because I had 2 cases going on while that was happening. All right. Case where I was suing my payment processors, and also a case with the house that I had in Atlanta at the time. I was suing the landlords. Okay, so those 2 cases right there, they both parties did a motion to dismiss, and I didn't answer in time. So and by the time I basically got everything in front of me, I just told myself, I'll just take another crack at it. I'll just refile the lawsuit, y'all. It's not, and again, I'm here to be transparent, y'all, because some of y'all think my life is just like perfect. Like I just step foot into a dealership and just drive off with how many cars I want, or I just have all these 5, 6, 8, 10 houses I can just go get. No, family, all that stuff is time consuming. All right. I don't know nobody that can just walk in and just walk out. All right. Okay. So again, I'm being trained. Again, if you know somebody, cool. I'm letting you know that I'm not that dude. All right. That's just walking in the dealership and driving off. All right. It's always been a process for me. And I think it always will. All right. Of course, we want to make it a more efficient process. All right. But, telling yourself I can just go get a car, one document, or some simple phrases, fam, that's not real life. Okay. So again, over here, that's not what we're doing. Just because you write something, just because you sign your name a certain way doesn't mean you got about to get a free car, a free house. That's not it, family. What you're going to learn here is a process. So if you don't like the practice over here, you might as well go somewhere else. All right. It is a process. Okay. Turn to your neighbor and say it is a process. All right. Turn to somebody that's trolling in the comments and say it's a process. All right. It's a process. Okay. I'm going to show you the private administrative process. All right. And the public administrative process. If you've been following me up to this point. All right. That's what I can guarantee you I will teach you, the private and the public process. I won't just show you one side so you thinking, I don't even want to be public, or well, I don't even want to be private. I'm going to show you both sides, family, because you have to have an understanding of both sides so you can control the higher up. All right? So if it's private right here and it's public right here, where are you? You got to be in the middle. You got to be at the top. You got to be able to oversee, okay, without conjoining the two. Okay. All right. So again, when you do that, you'll put yourself in a different position, family. A lot of my, successful students, I say that heavily, successful students, all right, don't work jobs. They was able to quit their jobs. And a lot of people say, well, how did they do that? All right. It's because, I'm not going to say as soon as they quit their job, they just started getting the results. No, family. You have to put some money away, and you have to start being very discipline. All right. I remember about 3 years ago, I used to tell people, if you really want to quit your job, save up 2 months worth of rent before you quit. Okay. In that 2 months, I would be studying like my life depended on it, because I know I've only paid up for 2 months. Okay. I'm studying like my life depended. I'm not going out. All right. Because I'm going out for what? I'm not chilling with friends that ain't on this for what? I got 2 months. I'm on a timer. I need to study every single day. And I know by the time that 2 months is up, you're going to be ready to basically fight that case that you, or I wouldn't say case, but fight that account, meaning your lease or your mortgage or your car account or the accounts that you basically paid up for 2 months. Now you're ready to fight. You done gave yourself 2 months. You done got the contract. You've been swifting through the contract. You understand that you gave something. You understand that you got an equitable title rights in that property. Now, boom, now you're ready to basically prepare, properly prepare so you don't have a piss poor performance, okay? All right. So when you do that, family, you put yourself in a position to be successful. All right. And I'm not trying to sound cliche. I'm not trying to just say the right things to you. All right. Again, some of y'all are going to lose horribly, meaning fall on your face because you're going to think it's sweet. All right. And some of you, all right, are going to actually, get through the tunnel. All right. And what I mean by that is, all the distraction that you have in your personal life, or all the people that, may tell you, hey, I'm a bad guy. Don't listen to him. He's wrong. Listen to this guy over here. You know what I'm saying? Because people do that all the time. So I just caught one of my followers that's been following me for a while, y'all. And it's crazy, man. Man, that's crazy. I don't even want to say his name, but it's nothing I ain't never endured before. But y'all understand I've been talking about equity, right? So y'all gotta understand, a lot of y'all that's been following me, you probably like, damn, I ain't never heard him talking about this. He's just our Thomas, right? So this student of mine literally went to someone and said, don't listen to that broke ass man. So listen to this guy instead. So that person sent me the screenshot. So I inboxed that person, was like, hey, man, you got to get off your knees, man. And you know what he did? No, I didn't mean by it, man. So I was just, I just say, hey, man, just get off your knees, man. And y'all know what he did? He went back to the dude and cussed the dude out. I'm like, how you cussing the dude out? Because the dude came back and told me, you see what I'm saying? It's like a lot of y'all are just like fake for no reason. I don't know why. It's like, what you gonna do? Just keep hopping around from person to person? You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's why these people don't have results. So if you're looking at me right now and you've been following me for 4 years and you ain't got no results, 9 times out of 10, you probably been talking shit about me. You probably been listening to other people, because ain't no way you been following for 4 years and you don't got nothing. Nothing. You making me look bad. Okay, you making me look, because every time you hop on, I've been following you for a while, man. So you're really a great guy. Like, shut up, Lucy. All right, nobody need to know you've been following me since 2021. You still ain't got no results. Like, shh. Just don't say nothing, okay? I don't need your brown nose, and I don't need you to try to act like you're my friend. Go get some results, okay? So when these people in the comments ask, well, who got results then? You will be the one, like, just know I got results to it. No, I'm not about to show you proof. All right? But until then, like, you just, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. All right? I don't know what you're doing. All right? But with that being said, y'all, make sure y'all tap in. All right? I'm going to try to go live tomorrow as well. All right? For everyone that is tapping in with my Philadelphia event, make sure you get your hotel downtown Philadelphia. All right, downtown Philadelphia. This is going to be a one-day event, okay? One-day event. I had a couple of VIP members as well. I'm going to get in touch with y'all as well. All right, so this is going to be a one-day event. We're going to meet on Saturday in Philadelphia, so make sure y'all tap in. For everybody that's already got a ticket, all right, I should be sending the address to you by Thursday, okay? So with that being said, y'all, peace, love. Make sure y'all tap in. All right? And I'm going to rock with y'all next time. Peace. I got all the screens up, y'all. I never did that before. Ooh-wee. The four-way. The four-way. All right, y'all. We good. We done.